Well, hello, hello. We're back again at Gen Con 2026, and I'm joined right now by Diogo Nogueira
Hey everyone.
from Brazil by way of Sweden, or from Sweden by way of Brazil. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm,
What do you
I'm,
wanna
I'm, I'm started in Brazil, doing all my work there for like 12 years, and now I'm just all of a sudden moving to Sweden 9 months ago to
Yeah, that's
work with games full time.
Yeah, it's amazing, amazing that you've done that. We'll talk about more of that in a second. So, like right now, we're gonna game jam. So let's start our timer. 15 minutes on the clock. That's it. We got some stuff here. You can start with ideas. We can start with dice. Like, how do you like to start a game when you design it?
Usually ideas, because that guides me
Yeah.
what kind of dice, what kind of mechanics. Sometimes it's the way around, like you discover a mechanic, like, oh, I can really use that for this kind of game or another, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, what are you thinking about the theme of travel always comes to mind first when you're at a con because you've come here from other places. I don't know if you've got you want to stay on brand with your dinosaurs and your vampires, or you want to do something else.
I mean, we can make a game of dinosaur vampires too. I don't know.
Sure. The first vampire, like maybe that's the secret. We build a game that leads to, and that was the first vampire. Like there's
like
something.
a murder mystery for dinosaurs.
Maybe something. There's like, where does that corruption come from? Where does that darkness enter into the bloodstream that makes the first vampire? There's an idea there. I don't know if it's fully formed, but like.
I think it has a lot to do with the predatory thing that vampires are and the eternal hunger of me a dinosaur and maybe it's corrupted in some way and that becomes the one that consumes the flesh, the blood, the soul of its victims.
Maybe there's like we do both of us do more role-playing games than board games, but this is sounding sort of like almost like a resource management kind of situation where you've got I don't know. I'm almost like thinking like, okay, we've got to get that cards. So we've got, of course, hearts. You've got hearts in there. So like maybe there's that's the blood, right? You want the heart cards for something, and then maybe they're mixed in with. I guess you could mix them in with another card for like some sort of corruption or something like that. And then it's sort of a matter of, I don't know, is there something there? Like if this is our pile of blood. Is maybe there's
Maybe the card determine how many dinosaurs the vampire has. Drank dry or transformed or.
Right. I'm almost thinking though it's like I'm pulling out the spades now. So it's sort of like a double countdown, right? So like, is there something to this idea? We can iterate, of course, right? So it's like, okay, so this dinosaur has like 6 blood but 9 corruption. So it's like we're making something comparison there. It's like, what's the story of that? Do we want to like take this option, or do we want to like double it? I don't know. That's what I'm first throwing out. Like what's.
Yeah, I mean, swords can also be like the opposition, right? Like what vampire hunters, maybe dinosaurs are starting to pick up on its space. They killed 6 of them, but they managed to get like 9 points of, I don't know, clues, or maybe they have to also beat the dinosaur card with their card to present how they progress in its tale and discovering things, right?
Yeah, I think there's something there. Like, what do you want to? What do we add on next? Do we want to do like a die, or do we want to like start a countdown, or do we want to have like, if you have to do?
I think maybe clocks on both sides to see who finishes first.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's very hard to make a game in 15 minutes.
We're starting with ideas. Maybe one is, I like the idea of a clock. So we got some dice here showing ones. So that's our 1 card. All right. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here though. So if we've got multiple cards.
Yeah, the easiest people to be. If you beat the red cards, your one goes this side and this one goes the other side. But maybe as the game progresses, they draw 2 cards and you just still draws 1 to see if you can beat that, like the best one of them. In that case, you wouldn't. Like if you wanna do something more challenging, the beginning fun card, 2 cards, it progresses.
I'm almost thinking like almost like a blackjack situation where we put the deck back together and then there's like a blackjack situation going on, but then when you bust or when you decide to stay or whatever, then you check red cards versus black cards and there's something there, and then is that maybe better than whatever I set up here first?
Might be.
I don't know.
Right.
But then what would we do? What's the narrative that comes in there? Like, are you maybe it's
how far you're pushing your luck, right? How far are you to trying to find this thing and risking being eaten by it?
Right. I'm almost thinking that it's like it's like that's the narrative of any particular hunt. Is the round of blackjack, right? And so, you can pull out any other pieces from all the stuff that we got here on the table that you feel you want to use. So maybe if we're saying that we're going on a hunt, whatever that means for our dinosaur, the predatory instinct, right? And then, so I don't know. Usually start with that. You start with 2 cards usually, right? I mean, that's like a great start. So I think we should go again, right? Or I'm bad at blackjack. How do you play blackjack, right?
It's when you get to 21, right?
Right.
So here's 20, right? So
we went over, but it can also usually the ace fluctuates. It's 1 or 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they are set.
So if we drew this one and didn't get a 1, then now it's like a 1, but that's still 11, 16. So we should probably get another 1. 18. So that's maybe risky to go again. We want to stop there?
Yeah, I mean...
All right, so we didn't bust. So what does that mean? And narratively, if we didn't, us as hunters were successful.
We are the reds then. The hunters are red?
I think if we succeed or fail, maybe we take out, if we're tracking the origin of the corruption, the vampire virus or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So maybe this 1 card now becomes our clock, where it's like we succeeded in the hunt, but then this is still like now to be dealt with later, and there's like something's gonna count up here if we keep doing this. Is that
okay? But how many opportunities do we have?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we have to do how many would you think? Do you want to do maybe 3 rounds?
Yeah,
see what happens
three
in
to 4 rounds. I think it's like a good spot. Right. Yeah. Okay, so we got the first round. That means we got to his trail. Like we're making progress. We're seeing sides of the corpses. They're different, and we can maybe start smelling the rocks of the vampire dinosaur. Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start again. So 17 right there.
We're being pretty lucky, I guess.
Do we want to stop right there, or do we want to go again? I guess the thing with blackjack is you don't want to bust, right? So I guess there's no reason not to, other than when you usually play blackjack, you're playing against someone who might get closer, and that's the pressure. But I don't know. So we can stop again and see how that feels like. If we've successfully gone again, but there's yet no more corruption on the table. It seems like you said it's really good. We're doing all right.
Really good.
We're doing
but
all
I mean,
right.
we are taking the highest red cards out too, so the next rounds are probably going to be harder for us.
That's true, right? That's true. We have got.
We're getting near to the danger. So what the danger offers now is like they're getting close to us. They're bigger than us.
Yeah. 7. That's 10. Not very far. That's 20. That's pretty good. To stop right there, I'd say.
Yeah, wouldn't that be 13 or 20? Why it's 20?
Well, it's the whole spread, right? I was thinking the whole spread is to the 21, right?
Okay.
But then it just happens that these, the way I was thinking, like now these join this lineup of corruption over here. So we've hunted successfully 3 times, and we've like put 3 cards into the made this this is like the passing the trash to the future, right? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's okay. So like I don't know
Yeah,
that we're I don't know we're succeeding in doing something interesting here.
Yeah.
But what? Okay. So we tried this blackjack thing. I don't know that maybe we do have to do a rivalry because, like I was saying, there's no reason not to press your luck when you're the only one playing.
Yeah. That's why my initial thought was dividing into the red and the black deck, and each one,
So-
play to see who wins that round.
Okay, like separate them back out again,
Yeah.
and then you're one red versus
A black one.
red
Yeah.
versus black. All right, I think that's going to add a lot more excitement. Let's try that. Let's just do it all again. And so now we're each playing off of half of the deck.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this. And the idea of like I like you said you're putting a lot of like texture into the story there of like what we're after, and you could do different suits being different like themes. Different,
And then it scores many different things in the hunt and what in happens, but that's a little bit more than 50 minutes to come up with a mini for each of the cards.
Right. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna stop at. I got 20 there, so I'm gonna stop at 20.
Yeah, I'm gonna
keep going.
So that can be a 1 too.
Can be a 1.
So that would be 13. I'm gonna try one more, and I lost.
You lost.
Right?
Okay, so darkness wins this time. So we're getting closer to like the creation of the first vampire, I guess.
Yeah.
What is the? And then I guess we'll do. I guess
But that
we'll do
means
it
that
again.
people are dying and you're confusing what's going on, right? And but it might be, since you got the king, maybe a very important person in the community has died,
Right.
Or something
like
like
you were
that.
saying, if you had like a whole sheet of prompts or whatever, like we have to now check the table to see what 10 of spades and king of spades means.
Yes.
And that's the narrative of this event, and maybe those events can even like influence future. Future.
A narrative you're creating, right? It's like a story game, but a little bit about gambling too.
Yeah. Right. Well,
Let's see.
Let's see how the next round goes.
Oh, wow.
I didn't. I'm not cheating. I promise. I'm not cheating. I'm no card sharp.
Yeah, I was already gonna lose, so you have to push your luck, right? So
you have to push your luck, right? And then these are clubs instead of spades, so maybe they represent sort of like I'm thinking of this as like the earthy sort of like right to the evidence of the destruction of the earth itself, like the
could be.
scratches in the ground, or like the corpses there and the bones, and like scratches on trees. Like there's a lot of damage that's been being done to the environment by the clubs cards, maybe instead of who was involved.
And a lot of blood has been spilled, and maybe some, maybe it could be structures like a place, a location that was lost. The heart could be people. This could be, place or resources that we're losing, like the what do you call this? Diamonds. Yeah. No, money, structure, resources that could be what you're losing, right?
Yeah.
And you could see that like the final round could be 3 rounds. It could be depending how long the story you play different rounds. Like,
Let's do one more and see what we get.
My God. Well, I got 21.
You got 21.
Yeah.
All right. So we both got 21. What happens if we tie? Like the balance of...
Isn't that like 20? Or no, this can be 11. Oh, 1.
Yeah. So if we both got 21, we're tied. What does that mean to tie with
I mean, got to the conclusion, right? And then they finally got to the creature, to the corruption, and then found out about the vampire. But maybe they had to like sacrifice one of their king, one of their heroes, and lost a lot of resources. But they got another chance, like because it's the 3 to win. So they had one victory.
Yeah, this is almost like this this is almost like you would make a little legend. Like you would have like a game. Whatever we just did, you could almost use it as like, it's in the book on almost like a session zero thing where you're like, what is the legend of where did vampirism come from in our game?
Yeah.
And then you do this thing and you have that original story that customizes vampirism for your setting.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, could very much work towards that and attach, each suits of the card will have a theme or have represent something, whatever resources, people, or environment, or weapons or something like that.
Yeah. And you had a king, and then there was a king on this side, so you could almost have like a war of kings, almost,
War of princes, like in Vampire.
Yeah. Because it's right. So this is why this clan hates that clan. We discovered the original legend or whatever. All right, well, that was 15 minutes. I think we might have done some good work there.
Yeah, at least we have a basis that we can explore. That's how I start most of my games. Like I try to come up with the minimum necessary things to start playing, and then we see what we can add, what we can improve.
Yeah.
So I think for 15 minutes, we had some ideas. We tried different ones, and then this is starting to seem that could work.
Yeah. What excited you most about whatever we did? Like, was there anything that you're like, that's the thing that I think is exciting about this?
Yeah, I think what we're talking about, creating themes for each character, each suit of cards, and meanings for them during play, and could be a very good something for you to build the background of a game you're going to play about vampires, right?
Yeah. What would you want to work on next? Like we've talked about like a list, so like that's an obvious thing to go to, but like what would you want to be that like the next thing to be worked on? If this is going to go forward as a project, what would you like? This is obviously,
guidance to adapt it to the kind of fiction you want to write, whether it be vampires or even factions of criminal factions. What does that mean for each side? I think could have a different play set of this kind of fight for dominance.
Yeah. Any kind of like, I like use of criminal like.
It's about taking risks. Like when playing blackjack, it's about taking risks. Do I risk it? Do I think that's enough? But how? We don't know what's going on for you. So,
But I really like the idea that it doesn't have to stay as the vampirism thing. It could be any rivalry. Like why does the one sports team hate the other sports team? It's like, what's the original story of their rivalry? We just got done with the World Cup, and there's like
each hand could be like a championship. What happened with this championship? The next one.
Right. That's a really good idea. Okay, so third question: is there something? Would you want to use this somewhere? Do you want to finish it out? Do you want to complete this as a thing? Put it in a game, maybe.
As I'm working, on White Wolf or Vampire, I have ideas for stuff that I want to do. That I'm really from the indie space, so I like narrative games, I like storytelling games. That's not necessarily the system we're talking about, but those games that you play to tell a story, not necessarily to see how your character succeeds or fails, but you very narrative. That's a game that I love called For the Queen.
Yeah.
And it's kind of intriguing the court, and I think that's something that would be perfect for Vampire. Like, let's make a narrative game of a prince court. Why not? Right? And things like this help you think about stuff. It would be a cool game to have, and maybe it could be a start for your Chronicle too.
Yeah. Cool. Well, tell the audience where they can find games that you've spent more than 15 minutes making. Who you are, what you do, where they can find you.
I have my own publisher called Old School Publishing, like your old Headbone Publishing. And I publish stuff to Exalted Funeral. I have my works on Drive-Thru RPG, itch.io. But now I'm also working for White Wolf inside Paradox in Sweden. We are developing a new edition of Vampire the Masquerade. It's been very exciting to, immerse myself in the World of Darkness world. Like we played through all editions, and we're trying to capture, the fiction of the game, the lore of the game, and trying new things that we think reflect the lore in a new, interesting way, and bringing new, interesting ways for you to play. That's not necessarily tied to, the very traditional system that Vampire had. Even though it was always told, a storyteller game. It was very like a thread game. So we're trying to bring the storytelling and kind of the story game elements.
You won't get rid of the big pools of D10s though.
No,
People love that. People love
we'll
that.
still keep that, but we want to also have opportunities, for shared creative control for the players. So players have more influence on the story, and it also lighten a little bit of the load of the storyteller because they always have to spend a lot of time creating all this chronicle, and they want to use that. So, but we also want the players to have impact on how the story told too. So that's something we're experimenting with. It is on open playtest. You can check out Demi Plan and Roll20 and Drive Through. For the new edition, we want people to really engage with it, really check it out, try it, see how it feels. We know new things are scary, right? But I mean, we have to try new things. Like it's a new edition, it's a new public, we play different now than we played 10 years ago when the game came out. Like the way, vampires are coming back into the media, and I think we have some very interesting idea that I would like people to really engage with it and give it a try, and then give us feedback.
Right.
What sticks, what doesn't,
Right.
and we work on that.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate you giving me some of your time to do this today.
Awesome,
and,
I love it. Yeah. I was very nervous because I'm like, it's Gen Con, my brain's already frying, but it was fun. Thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome. And thanks everybody for watching. We'll be having some more for these videos from Gen Con 2026.
Bye. Thank you, man.
That's great. Thank you.